Do you have spiritual goals for your children? I got a mailing in the mail this week, and it said, are you saving for your children's education? It says if you start at birth, you must save $3,937 per year per child. And that's more than I make. If I was going to start at birth for every one of my children, put that in the bank. And it says if you don't start till they're 10, then you have to save $9,300. And if you don't start till they're 15, you've got to save $14,000 a year for their education. And, I think that America's gotten into this vortex. It's like the drain. And we're spending our whole life for two things: to get our kids through school and to retire comfortably. And then to live and have fun on the way. And it's just sapping everybody. I mean, at least in this mailing, they said none of us are doing well enough. Nobody is saving enough. And I thought, is that the right goal? Is that the greatest goal in life, to have my children go to Stanford or to, MIT or something, or to go to Yale or Harvard? Is that the goal in life, to get $50,000 a year to send them off to some Ivy League school so they can have a big diploma? Or how about the Christian Ivy League and to spend $20,000 a year? Is that the greatest goal in life? For my retirement? There are spiritual goals that are higher than that. And let's examine those. Just keep your finger here and turn back to Luke 2. Since we were looking so long in Luke, turn back to Luke 2. I want to talk to you about the three greatest questions. And I'll never forget when I heard a speaker share these. I've always seen this, but it never hit me until I heard him share the three greatest questions you need to ask about your spiritual goals for your children. And these are goals we have, and we see them in the life of Jesus in Luke chapter 2. And these ought to be the goals we have for our children, because did you know you can tell how your kids are going to turn out while they're still at home? By whether or not these goals are met in their life, the three of them, or not. The first one is this. Look at Luke 2:46. This is the friend goal. And you can tell if your kids are going to make it in life by whether or not they pass the test of Luke 2:46. This is Jesus. And it says, and it came about after 3 days, his parents found him in the temple. He was at the video arcade playing pinball with the video games with the kids. And they were all on their cell phones at McDonald's talking with their headphones on, jiving around on their... No, they found Jesus in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. The big number one question in your kids' lives is, what kind of friends do they seek out? You ever think about that? Did you know from their earliest age you can see their development by what kind of children they gravitate toward? Do they gravitate toward the ones that are on the fringe, that are always in trouble and kind of in and out? Or do they gravitate like Jesus did toward the older, wiser, mature? Did you know who Jesus picked? Jesus picked old, wise temple elders as the ones he wanted to be around. At the age of 12, he had firmed up in his life who was important to him. Now, I'm sure he had Nazareth friends. I'm sure that he had relatives. We know about that. But did you know that Jesus picked, as the friends, by the time he was 12, that he wanted to go with, he picked the older, mature adult types that were already going the direction he wanted. These people were in the Word. Now, maybe they weren't, later they're going to turn against him, but they were the spiritual leaders of his day. And that's something to think about. Who do your children seek out? Do they want to be like? When they say, Mom, Dad, can I wear this? Can I get my hair like this? Can I get this or that? You ask, or I ask mine, I said, well, who did you see with that or doing that? And they tell me that, and they say, well, okay, let's go check them out. Let's look at where their life is going. Let's look at the result of the choices that they make. Let's look at how they're going to be in 10 years and 50 years. Now, do you want to do that? You're making little choices right now. If you want to copy them, you're going to keep copying them. You're going to turn out like them. Question number one, what kind of friends are they going to choose? That's one of the most important and greatest questions you need to answer. Look at verse 49. Number one, what kind of friends? That's going to determine their life. Number two, what are they going to have as their purpose in life? Look at Jesus' purpose. At age 12, he knew why he was here. He said to them, Mom and Dad, why were you looking for me? Didn't you know that I had to be in my Father's house? Or as the Authorized Versions, didn't you know I would be about my Father's business? Jesus says, I've already picked my purpose in life. My purpose in life is not to do my own thing. Now, one person put it very clearly this way. You have to make a choice in life whether you're going to be a giver or a taker. You want to be real practical about it? When young people get up from the table, do they just drop everything and just walk and say, oh, you take care of it, or let the waitress take care of it, or do they try and make stuff a little bit nicer than when they got there? The giver goes the extra and cleans up. They clean the table, they pick up the trash, they carry it, and they look around. And the giver always has the people going, no, you don't need to do that. That's all right, we'll do that. And they go, no, I will do that. The taker just goes, you do it. People are going to wait on me my whole life. I'm a taker. You can see that in the smallest children. The givers are the ones that are helping, that are picking up, that are cleaning up, saying, can I help, can I help, can I help? The takers are saying, you do it. And the parents raising takers do it for the kids and never stop that willful, wayward, selfish way. And what we see in Jesus' life is that he had his life's purpose down. He was going to he said, I didn't come to be served. That's a taker. I came to serve. That's a giver. And that was true through his whole life. I wonder this morning, are you a giver or a taker? Do you expect people to wait on you? Are you entitled to stuff? Or is your greatest joy in life to give? To sacrifice. Finally, look at verse 51. Will your children, number one, pick the right kind of friends? Yes or no? Number two, that's verse 46. Verse 49, will they follow as a life's purpose, giving or taking? And number three, will they yield to the authority of you as their parents? Verse 51, this is what Jesus did. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and he continued in subjection to them. Hupo tasso. You know what that means? He lined up behind them. I mean, he wasn't zipping along, when I used to water ski a lot before I rolled at 38 miles an hour and gave up water skiing. Boy, I was black and blue over my whole body. I didn't know water was hard until, it's hard. But I remember I used to always come alongside. I was trying to get alongside the boat, just being silly, There are a lot of kids that think that they're supposed to be right alongside their parents. They're just water skiing right alongside them, out there, outside the wake, just having a big blast, and they're going to roll. Because they haven't learned to line up behind. They haven't learned to be, as Jesus, in subjection. And then they'll never learn how to be in subjection in their marriage. If they're a young lady, they'll never learn to be in subjection to their husband. If they're a young man, they'll never learn to be in subjection to their employer, to the government. They will be always griping about taxes and speeding laws. And they will always be late to work, and they'll be going from job to job. They will never learn to be in subjection anywhere if they don't learn to be in subjection at home. Will they yield to the authority of their parents? Jesus subjected himself to his parents. I think it's phenomenal that the one to whom all things were subject subjected himself. The one who is the Prince and Lord of life, the one who is the everlasting Father, the one who is the creator of the ends of the cosmos, lined up behind his mom and dad.